Right knee bottom could have happened right here on this play. You see Jordan Poole go grab it, and then to grab the knee, whether or not it landed awkwardly. So he went to the free throw line to shoot free throws and immediately went down to kind of flex it. Tried to play through it, but
is waving the white flag. Culver, double bigs, as you see John Morant from
Ja's basketball career. The Grizzlies are down big, but Ja has been putting on another show. 32 points so far, getting to the rim whenever he wants, making those Ja-amazing shots, as Jeff Van Gundy called it. And don't forget the buzzer beater that he made.
It's fall in love with his dad, T. Morant. And there's a moment with Steph there, the two of them. There's something about a baton or a torch being passed, Michael Wilbon, that's going on here from Steph Curry, who's on, like a Mount Rushmore-esque kind of player, to John Morant, who feels in every way like the heir apparent. Yes?
Well, I don't know, Greedy. If I'm Steph, he's going to have to knock me out and take the baton. I'm not ready to give up the baton yet. So, I mean, I know that Ja is an heir apparent. I get you. I'm totally in agreement with you there. Steph ain't ready to give that up yet, nor should he be. Vintage dubs tonight.
May I throw in a side in this twist and all this? Why is John Morant's father always talking to people when he got a drink in his hand and they're talking over the drink? I mean, aren't you concerned that some...
Ask you this. Should the Warriors break up the big three if they don't win it all this season?
Hell yeah. Yes, they should. And let me tell you why, okay? It's because fix your body language. Look, you see how emotionally he's attached to the Warriors, Molly? Every time you get ready to say something about the Warriors and you say something, he don't even know why I'm about to say it. Look, if I'm the Golden State Warriors and I'm looking at a young star on the rise in Jordan Poole, and I'm looking at Klay Thompson right now, and this is no knock on Klay Thompson, but at some point in time, you're going to have to let Jordan Poole be the best version of him. And I'm not saying that Klay Thompson is a guy that he can never get back to the Klay Thompson we seen before the injury, because we seen glimpses of that. But what I'm saying is that at some point you have to move forward and start to build. And you don't want anything to get in the way of the growth of Jordan Poole, because I believe that Jordan Poole is going to be special. And so with that being said, it's only one basketball. And so I'm looking at it like this. At some point, every good thing has to come to an end. And so if that means having to break up the big three that's in Golden State, and that means having to move on from Klay Thompson, and that's not a knock on Klay Thompson, because he could end up with the New York Knicks, and Stephen A. Smith wouldn't have a problem with it at all, to not get in the way of Jordan Poole, then I think the Warriors should really consider that.
I think you're insane. There ain't no way in hell I'm breaking up these brothers right here. Now, call me in 2 years, and that's a different discussion. Last time I checked, Jordan Poole's under that rookie wage scale salary. You got this year, you get paid next year, then there's a team option on them the year after that. So I got his rights. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I ain't letting that brother go, because I think Jordan Poole is a star blossoming before our eyes right now. Okay, so let me be very, very clear. Now, there's a level of consistency that he has to bring, because there's a couple of playoff games he tailed off, all right? And Klay Thompson, we knew before he got injured, there was a level of consistency that he put forth for the most part, all right? I'm looking at today's game in all seriousness, Kendrick Perkins, all joking aside. I'm looking at today's game and the fact that everybody is starving because of the way the game has evolved, to echo your sentiments, all right? Everybody's looking for a shooter. The Warriors got 3 of them. Let's understand something. I picked the Warriors to win the chip this year, and I'm not jumping off the bandwagon, but I really picked them in all seriousness just to remind the audience, because I thought James Wiseman would be back. That was an additional big body that could give you 15 to 20 minutes and 6 fouls, and I thought that was all they needed, because Kevon Looney would need some help, and so would Draymond on their front court defensively. But what I'm saying to you is that from an offensive standpoint, when you look at their personnel, and I look at a Kuminga, and I look at a Wiseman, and I look at a Poole, I'm not changing a damn thing. if I'm the Golden State Warriors. They got the highest payroll. Joe Lacob, Goober, and those boys, they got money. Continue to keep it that way. I don't give a damn about luxury taxes. You can afford it. You out there near Silicon Valley. You can afford it. Look, man, I ain't letting go of nobody. I ain't moving Clay. I ain't moving Poole. I damn sure ain't moving Steph, obviously. I'm keeping those three brothers together come hell or high water. I'm not moving them. I'm not moving because everybody wants what I have. If I'm the Warriors, everybody.
Yeah, but Stephen A., listen, it comes a point, man, where you have to move on. And if you have a young star that you have the urge to hand over the keys to him, then you got to let him drive the vehicle. And so what I'm saying is, again, this is not a knock on Klay Thompson. All I'm saying is wait till it's time for negotiation. And let me ask you this. Will Klay Thompson consider taking less money if somebody is willing to give him a big bag? Because I strongly believe that on another team, Klay Thompson still could be a second option to another superstar to help them actually compete and win for a title.
Hold on,
real quick, let me make this. Because if Jordan Poole keep rising the way that he's rising right now and flourishing and evolving, then guess what's going to happen? All of a sudden, it's going to become Steph and Jordan Poole. And now all of a sudden, Klay is going to become the third option when he should be on another team being the second option.
Let me blow you away with this. Let me tell you how I feel about Klay. And this is Klay at less than 100%. Because we all know he ain't 100% yet. He'll be better next year than he is now. We both know that, right? He's 33, 33 years old? I think he's 32 years old, okay? Here's the deal. Let me throw this at you. To show you how much I feel about Klay Thompson.
The Warriors.
I believe Klay Thompson is worth Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook. I think.
Do you believe the Warriors can win the title this season?
And remember, we talked a lot about them in October, November, even December, and then Steph Curry got hurt.
Yeah.
And then you had, obviously, the Phoenix Suns doing what they were doing.
Yeah, we didn't know about Klay.
I don't think they will. I think the road is going to be difficult, and I get it. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, all that experience. But Klay still, to me, is not all the way back. I think it's still going to take until next season. I'm not going to give up on the Phoenix Suns. I think with Devin Booker, that hamstring injury maybe keeps them out of this series. I think they'll get past New Orleans. But the one thing about the Phoenix Suns and what they've done this year about taking the regular season seriously, and they got so close to the finish line last year, Molly, and Chris Paul, he wants to end his career. Not that he's going to end this year, but he wants to have a championship on that resume. I think the motivation is there. I think the experience is there. And their role players, guys like Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, I think they're ready for this moment. By the way, Mikal Bridges, and you'll like this, Steve, because I know we complain about players not playing. He led the league in total minutes. Do you know if this was the year 2003, he would have been 36th in total minutes. This year, he's first. There's just something about this Phoenix Suns team. Yeah. I just don't think Golden State is going to get it all together. I think the road is too difficult. Again, all the respect in the world for that group. I don't think they do it this year.
Okay. Well, to piggyback off of what you said, I mean, as it pertains to people being available and showing up to work, there's only 5 players in the NBA that haven't missed a game this year.
Yep.
5 out of 450 plus.
Amazing.
That is the lowest in NBA history. That's a damn travesty. And that's something that the NBA will address. You and I both know if collective bargaining negotiations are going to be very, very interested with some of the stuff that some of these players, not most, not all, but some of these players have tried to get away with. NBA ain't having it, and damn it, I don't blame them. Now, having said all of that, you're talking about the Phoenix Suns and how they're worthy and warranted, and it's warranted that they're the favorites. I don't disagree with that. I think they are the favorites. I think from start to finish, when you consider the level of consistency that they've put on display, they, without question, have been the best team in basketball. I've seen the best team in basketball get knocked off before, and so have you. And I think this is a year it's going to happen. I ain't betting against these Golden State Warriors, bro. And ain't there's no shade. There's no shade on the Phoenix Suns. What I saw from the Warriors, and I got it, matchups, styles make fights. We know that Denver's in over their head because they don't have Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. I get all of that. When you look at Jokic and the big boy DeMarcus Cousins as well, these are guys that you got that set up, but that doesn't work in a matchup like this because you got thoroughbreds, road runners on the other side that are the Golden State Warriors. And they ran Denver out of the state in game 2, out of the state. I mean, I haven't seen a performance like that. I mean, it was something spectacular to behold. And I was actually going to go to that game Monday night, Frank. I was actually going to go to that game. And I said, you know what? I got to be back here too early. I ain't going to do it. So I didn't go to the game. And damn it, I regret it. I really regret it. I should have went to that game because it was that spectacular to behold. Steph Curry, Clay, and then Jordan Poole. This young brother is something special. He is something special. And he's more like Steph Curry than Clay. His movement without the ball, his ball handling skills, his ability to use those skills to get to the basket, and the range with which he pulls up from. Now, that mirrors both Clay and Steph. But Clay don't handle the ball like that, okay? And so when I look at it from that perspective, I just say, I got a nickname for them, Frank Isola. It's Lethal Weapon 3. Remember, I ain't talking about the movie with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson Jr.
Get out of
I'm
here.
not talking about the movie.
You're reaching.
Hold on. I'm not talking about the movie. I'm talking about Georgia Tech, Kenny Anderson, Dennis Scott, Brian Oliver. You remember that back in the day. It was something special. And I'm looking at Poole, Steph, and Clay, and that's my nickname for them, Lethal Weapon
hang on a second.
3.
Hang on. You must be going a little soft out on the West Coast. We didn't know anything about Cam Johnson last year. What did he do for Phoenix? Mikal Bridges, think about the way that he played. Same thing with DeAndre. And how about Cam Payne coming off the bench? So the players that we had question marks about last year for Phoenix, they delivered. Be honest now, Steve. Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole has been great, no question about it. How's he going to do in a big road game against a team like Phoenix? We don't know that. You're just assuming that, and it's not. If his agent already called, and thank you for putting him in the same category as Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, but we don't know that yet.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm talking about this young talent. First of all, he's averaging 29. I just want to throw that out there. He's averaging 29.5 in the first 2 games, in his first 2 playoff games. It's not like it's not, I'm just saying he had 30 and 29. That's number 1, right? Number 2. I'm looking at his skill set. Certainly, you know what? The jury's still out. Got to show up. If you go up against Memphis in the next round, assuming they get past Minnesota, you got to go up against them brothers who want all the smoke, right? Came in the game 2, handled their business like they were supposed to. They better had, damn it, okay? Then you got Phoenix. If you're fortunate enough to get past that, don't get me wrong. I'm fully aware of the challenges. I'm just saying, I believe in those brothers. You believe in certain people, why can't I? I'm looking at Steph and Clay. Their resume speaks for itself.
Let me get into
this
it real
brother
quick.
right